Hi, Sean.
I talked to you yesterday.
Good. You are fantastic.
Thank you.
Yes. A great host. Show is great. Listen to his show.
Absolutely, 95.5.
One mic. All I need is one mic. That's all I need.
Hey, Shelley with the show, live, local, topical, and relevant. Just finished filling in for the Von Hester Doctrine for about an hour and a half. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Let's get right to it, my friends. Oh, my goodness. Let's get right to it. Today, let me read this to you. Let me read this to you, okay? Hold on one second. Yes, I just told my audience to hold on. I had to fix the camera in here. Because, it's two different shows. Von Hester stands up, I sit down. So listen to this. This is the funniest thing you've ever heard in your life. Is that even professional to tell people on the radio to hold on? I don't know. Anyway, so listen to this. This is Elizabeth Warren, Senator Warren. Elizabeth Warren, Senator Warren. You know who that is, right? She tweeted out, "Today is a good day, period. Surviving Israeli hostages are finally home, reuniting with their loved ones." The greatest vice president in the history of U.S. in American history, J.D. Vance, tweeted back at her saying, "Yes, the president told me he did this for you in honor of Indigenous Peoples Day." Absolutely the funniest thing in the world. I mean, come on. And I like my politicians to have a sense of humor. And that is knockdown, drag out, hilarious. Elizabeth Warren's the one who said that she was indigenous and to get scholarships and stuff. Do you remember? That's why it's so funny. You get it? Indigenous Peoples Day. Okay. That is hilarious. So I start there because we want to talk about the peace deal, but I want to give the peace deal, some time. But we start there because I filled in for the last hour and a half for the Von Hester Doctrine because those guys went to the football game. So I went online to find out what channel the game was on. Because I'm always on the radio on Monday, so I haven't watched Monday Night Football in a long time. So I kind of forgot what channel Monday Night Football was on. And so I went to look it up, and StubHub pulled up. And on StubHub, it says Bills at Falcons, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and it says Indigenous Peoples Day. And I'm thinking to myself, I didn't know this was such a big deal. Like, I know my Democrat friends always cracked jokes and had memes and all kinds of stuff, like that on their social media during this day, but I never knew this Indigenous Peoples Day was a real thing. Now, I know the city of South Fulton, the mayor of the city of South Fulton, a few years ago when he got elected, he changed it to Indigenous Peoples Day for the city of South Fulton. I thought that was okay. It's a small city in Georgia or in South Atlanta. You could do what you want. Good for you. That's probably what your constituents wanted, so good for you for doing it. But I never thought it was that big a deal. And it got me thinking. It got me thinking about when we talk about illegal immigration. And I kind of understand why people don't want unfettered and unvetted illegal immigration. Because when you really think about it, there were people here. It wasn't a country per se. Didn't have borders per se, but there were people here, right? Doesn't mean that Christopher Columbus wasn't a great man because he did discover this landmass for his country. He set off the sail over here and he came over here with 3 boats and you know the history. So for the people where he came from in Spain, they did not know that this was here. So he did discover it for those groups, for that group of people, because no one knew it was here over there. So you can discover something. It's okay. Then you can say, how can you discover something that's already there and people live there? Well, you can if you did not know it was there in the first place, right? You're playing with words. Everyone's playing with words. And so they said it's Columbus Day. This is Columbus Day. I grew up with it being Columbus Day. I'm okay. I'm not going to lose my stuff arguing with people about this being Columbus Day. Quite honestly, I'm working, so it really is October 13th to me. a Monday. But it does bring up why, if you live in this great country in 2025, you should really think about when you think about how you view unfettered, unvetted, open borders and just allow anybody into your country. And this is a perfect example. Had the Native Americans or indigenous peoples lopped his head off when he got here, they would still be running this landmass. They may not, it wouldn't be a country, obviously. It'd be whatever it would have been. Skip ahead to Thanksgiving or 1619. Mayflower comes over, lands at Plymouth Rock. Group of people get off the boat. They say, wow, look, it's so beautiful. Native Americans, indigenous peoples, if you will, this is where unfettered, unvetted, open borders, letting anybody in that you want to. This is where you would draw the line because those people got off a boat, set up a settlement. The Native Americans or indigenous people said, hey, we want to help you. We'll teach you how to grow corn and we'll be friends and let's eat together and let's bond together and we'll teach you how to hunt and we'll teach you where the fish are and everything else. And look what happened. That's unfettered, unvetted, open borders immigration. So if you want to know what happens, look to Columbus. Look to the Puritans. Look to what happened to the indigenous peoples. For those of you on the left that think it's okay to have no humans illegal, to have open borders, that people just come over here, don't check them, don't know who they are, just have them come. Yay, welcome arms. Yay, everybody just come. Take care of the immigrant to your land. You guys like to quote that from the Bible. Well, this is what happens. That's what the Indians did. The Native Americans, the indigenous people. That's what they did. And they were quickly wiped out, basically, and moved off to another area because they let people come here. Unchecked, unvetted. That's why you have now a group of people sitting around saying, hey, we don't really like this. We don't think it's a good idea. Because if you let a bunch of people come in here, they'll overrun us and banish us to the far corners of the country, and we won't have anything. Why? Because it happened already. It's true. Now, nobody wants to hear that, but it's true. If you want an argument, forget the conservatives. If you want an argument, my dear Democrat friends, as to why you shouldn't have unchecked, unvetted, open borders and just let anybody into your country that you want to let in, and don't check who it is and just let them in, look to Columbus, look to the Puritans. And that should tell you why, if you live here right now, you should not want unchecked, unvetted immigration into this country. The Shelley Winter Show. We'll be right back. When we come back, I do have to talk about my guy, the greatest president to ever live, Mr. President Donald J. Trump, and what happened in the Middle East today. Isn't it wonderful? Mighty quiet on social media from the lefties, isn't it? Have you guys noticed that? Have my conservative friends, have you guys noticed how quiet they are? Yes, they are quiet. We will be right back. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk.